Okay, thank you, Pooja. Hello, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining FOCIL Breakout 22nd. Today, I haven't prepared any research update, so we could share development updates as always. And if anyone has anything to share, we can jump into it afterward. So development updates, what do we have on client development, metrics, or testing? Does anyone want to go first? All right, then let me go first. So I've added unit tests for inclusion list store, along with a checklist for CL tests. Here's a link if anyone's interested. Yeah, I drafted in a table, but just revamped it so we can read it easily. I'm gonna add more test cases and implement corresponding test. In the meantime, if anyone come up with testing ideas that's not there, please feel free to open up a PR. I also fixed the get image so we can have an interrupt between get and read. At least I thought I did, but it seems there's a bug probably in get, and that's what I'm gonna work on next. Yes, Pele?
I can go next if that's all.
Yes, please.
All right, so this week I cleaned up some of the metrics that me and Katya were working on last time, and we have three more that we're adding right now, I believe. So that's almost finished, and then that'll be all for the EL metrics in Wrath. And then I've also been working on the execution tests, just drafting up the checklists for them and started a little work on the actual coding for that. But still, it's my first time doing tests for this, so it's going pretty well. But yeah.
Sounds great. Do we have any updates on other client, like maybe Teku or Lowstar?
Yeah, I can give an update for Teku. We didn't really make any real progress since last time. We kept the branch that we had, which is working on top of Follow. Yeah, I tried to rebase it on top of GLOAS without TPBS, but it turned out to be a little bit hacky and hard to do. So what did I chose to not lose too much time on it. So for now, hopefully we will we will wait for the for a stable version of EPBS, and maybe then we will consider rebasing it on top of GLOAS. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry about the miscommunication. I think we want to remain on top of Flu, and then we don't want to go for GLOAS without the PBS because it will be too hacky. Because
Yeah.
yeah, so we can just stay on Flu, and then probably in a few months, if we decide to include, I mean, SF5 fossil in Amsterdam,
Mhm.
that can, yeah, we can still, we want to, I think we want to wait until the PBS spec and implementation are gonna stabilize, and then, yeah, we can try to rebase it on top of it, and then there will be a little bit of spec changes to rebase fossil on top of a PBS, but I can take care of it. And yeah, so for for now for the time being, I think we can just stay on top of flow and then try to make an intro between CL and EL clients.
Yeah, sure.
So there's no update for Lodestar. Yeah, I guess that's it for client development. So Katya is not here. Maybe Pele, do you have any updates on EL metrics?
Yeah, the only thing that's changed from last time is we're adding metrics into the block builder when we're applying the inclusion list to the block building process, but those metrics are pretty much the same as the metrics we were getting from the validation of a block in new payload.
Do you know what causes the discrepancy?
D- it's it might actually be exactly the same. I might have misspoke. I don't have it pulled up right in front of me, but yeah. J we just wanted to track it differently because it looks like it's tracked differently on consensus layer as well, just because it's two different calls.
Gotcha. So, all right. So, last time Katya said that we don't want to gather two information. I mean, same information in the CL and EL, and I guess I may be wrong, but we want to somehow unify metrics across the CL and EL. Maybe it's already done.
Um, so the metrics that we're getting on the EL are still different because we're tracking how many of each transaction got included or unincluded, and then a label for why. Um, Whereas the consensus layer is just a raw number of how many transactions were passed, I believe.
Gotcha. How many transaction we passed? I see. Right. Yeah. Thank you. So that's for metrics, and I guess yeah, I guess Pele, you also want to share something about. I guess you already shared, but maybe you want to mention what you're working on EL test checklist.
Yeah, I don't know if there's too much more to share about that other than what I already mentioned, but so far I have, I believe it's 10 or 11 tests that Jihoon's been leaving some comments on, and I've been working on getting those all fixed up and ready. Um, just mostly basic stuff like uh, ensuring that the size limit on the IL creation from the EL is correct, and then some basic transaction stuff and making sure invalid transactions aren't included and stuff like that.
Sounds great. So yeah, we were gonna have checklist for the CL and EL, and uh, corresponding test will be following. Yeah. So I think that's for our development updates. Does anyone have any comments or something to share? Yeah, otherwise we can go ahead and wrap up the call a bit early. Um, all right, guys, thanks for joining, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.